Hi, I'm every form of your, and your, Hadia.
And I'm there, and there, Mario.
And welcome to
Alrightness,
the movie review YouTube series where we watch movies and tell you about them.
because we've got opinions about things.
Whether you like it or not.
And we're here to tell you about them.
Whether you like it or not.
Today, we decided to take a journey down memory lane, because we hate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to finish the torture fest that is the Human Centipede 3.
We're not excited about this, but it is October. It's time to watch movies like this.
Also, we're not quitters.
We're not quitters, Omar.
The only thing I've ever quit in my life was quitting.
Stupid. It's so stupid.
So
here we go.
Here we go, I guess.
God. Well, we should have watched All Hallows Eve.
We should have watched literally anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Watching an actual Human Centipede being made would probably be less awful
Than this movie.
than this fucking movie.
What's your rating?
Just why?
The letter Y or the word Y?
Yes.
Okay. Mine is I want to punch everybody. 500 punches.
One for each inmate.
One for each inmate, plus like 12 more for all the other people that were in this movie. Emma Roberts, your dad is a monster. Why would he be in this movie?
Why would anybody be in this movie?
Honestly, I get Dieter Leister and Harvey Richards, or whatever the fat guy's name is. I get those two being in this movie. They seem like fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Like, and not weirdos in a good way. Weirdos in like, they might actually have human centipedes in their basements right now, and we need to go stop by their houses. That's what they seem like.
Yeah.
I want to punch all of them in the face. So overall, we give this movie a...
Alright.
I don't even know if I can give it an alright.
Like, what's sub alright?
Jerry, can you add a not alright? Because this movie is not alright.
You know what? I think I'll allow it in this case.
Okay.
This
Not
movie
alright.
definitely gets an exception.
Yeah.
It wasn't even gross like the second one. And it wasn't creative like the first one.
Like, the second one was gross because this guy was mentally abused, and even though I don't want to say it was justified, at least it made sense in the story that he finally snapped and did this to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie was overly racist for no reason.
Yeah.
Overly sexist for no reason. There's like rape everywhere. It's just overindulgent in all the bad things that are attributed to like most men, honestly. And like I feel like Tom Six, like, first of all, as a Dutch man, to write a movie that had the N-word in it so many times makes me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, I already didn't like him. If I ever meet Tom Six on the street,
It's going down.
it may have to go down. It's not a threat.
It's more
Because
of a
I don't know.
promise.
But I also don't know what it is that will go down. I don't know if my words will go off or if my fists will go off.
Something's going on.
But something's going off because, first of all, how did you get a woman to agree to be in this movie? There is one woman in this whole movie, and she is sexually indebted to Dieter Leister's character because he got her dad out of prison.
Well, how did they get women in either of the first two also?
The first two, at least, it was like they were kidnapped, and they weren't necessarily like they weren't, even though it was terrible, they were kidnapped and tortured by a psycho killer who didn't do it because they were women. He did it because he could do it to anybody he wanted to. The second movie, same thing. The guy was just obsessed with the actress, and so he was taking any and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This man, she's in this movie literally just to be sexualized, raped while she's in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
like made to hand out blowjobs. Oh, and this man also has a jar of clitorises on his desk.
Is that what that was?
That's why he said, "Thank God for female genital or female circumcision."
I just pulled a U. That whole
scene.
That whole scene just makes it very different.
Like,
this movie did not need to exist.
None of these movies needed to exist, but at least the other two
had some kind of like impact, or like,
well, like not even impact, but like there was a rhyme and a reason for why the stuff was happening in those two movies.
Mm-hmm.
It was
the
terrible.
The reason that this time was America's racist.
Yeah, because that's the other thing.
And awful.
This is the only one that takes place in America. It takes place in Texas in a jail where they have the death penalty, but the two main characters are not American people. Also, Debo is in this from Friday. I can't remember his real name right now. He's in this. Eric Roberts is in this. The guy that plays the twins in Crank 2 is in this. The Japanese guy from the first movie is in this. There are so many people that have actual acting careers in this movie.
They didn't need to make this movie. Like, they did not need to be a part of this movie. They probably just did it to be talked about.
Yeah.
With the first two, I at least felt like cool, movies made for entertainment.
Yeah.
People are entertained. There was not a single moment of entertainment in this entire movie. Maybe except when he was having that fever dream where the prisoner was raping him in his kidney.
Nope.
That was the only part that I was like, okay.
Mm-mm. Oh, also, in his fever dream, the reason he's being raped in his kidney stab wound is because he castrates that man, and they show us him castrating him.
Yeah.
And then he eats that man's testicles.
Yeah. That wasn't in the fever dream, though. That actually happened.
Tom Six himself is in this movie.
Yeah. And he can't even handle the Human Centipede in the movie. Which is just... why?
I don't have any more words other than don't watch this fucking movie.
Yeah.
How people are saying, I get why people are saying the Joker is a harmful movie. Like, I get that wholly completely, because it perpetuates the stereotype that if you tease a white man, he's gonna go and turn into this horrible thing, which usually happens. But they also make it seem like it's a justifiable thing. But how is that movie any more harmful than this movie? This series of movies. Like, these movies should not exist. I'm all for serial killer movies and stuff like that, because it's like, those are, even The Basement, even with how shitty The Basement was, there was a reason for why what was happening was happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't overly indulgent, except for the guy doing his whole I'm going to be 19 different people thing.
Yeah, which you can't blame him for.
Also, his character was supposed to be an actor, then fine. I get that.
I would rather watch The Basement, Train of the Dead,
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I would rather be strapped to a chair, forced to watch The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on loop for a month than to have wasted
an hour and 42 minutes.
Any of it on this movie. This isn't even one of those ones, like, if you like bad movies, watch this. This was not...
You can see that this movie, and the other two, but it's this one especially, was Tom Six going out of his way to try and make a bad movie and failing at it. And in his mind, making a bad movie and making like an entertaining bad movie is to just be shock factor the whole way around.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's grab a guy's ball sack and cut him open and rip everything out of it. Like,
Hostile was better. Or Hostel.
Hostel was better. Hostel was like thought out.
Mm. Yeah, this definitely feels like a bunch of white men doing a lot of coke, maybe a little bit of meth. We're just like, what's the most fucked up thing you can think of? Go. And then just was like, let's find a way to put all of these things into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was 100% for shock value, but it also was not even shocking anymore. It was just like disappointing.
Yeah, like
Do
I'm
better.
really mad that like this man found somebody to fund this movie. Also, his wife is the executive producer. What the I would rather be made into a Human Centipede than watch this movie.
I would rather be working.
I just gotta ask the question: white people, what the hell's happening? What's going on? Are y'all working through some stuff? Well, I think that's all we can say about this one.
Yeah, but it didn't even like it didn't make me angry. It didn't make me disappointed.
It's only been 15 minutes. That's how bad this movie is.
We have nothing to say because it's so bad.
We usually go on 40-minute rants.
And we couldn't even, because there's nothing to grab onto. There was no substance.
There was literally just everything wrong with this movie.
Yeah,
So it doesn't make sense for us to go down the list of things that are wrong with it.
because we couldn't even tell you.
Because the list would be longer than the Human Centipede in this movie.
So I guess like and subscribe, because
What else is there to do?
we're three subscribers away from having 100, and then we can have our own custom URL.
Get us there. I don't know what that was.
But at 1,000 subscribers, we can start getting paid for this.
Guys, we got bills to pay.